Welcome to GoVMlab, India's first job-ready VMware learning platform where professionals meet experts to revolutionize their VMware careers.
So now let me walk you through with our hands-on lab platform, and let's just see that some of that's workflow, right? What we have already explained you with the simulation platform. Yeah, there are many knobs, many parameters there, right? So it's NSX is exactly like your vSphere product, right? So it's very difficult to go and explain every single parameter. So I think once you understand the concepts, do your own research, little bit your R&D, and read out some of the additional parameter what this product provides you, right? So I think. So what we're gonna do? So we'll go to the networking. We'll just see that on the segments what this HOL is having it for us, right? So if you really see that we have this kind of segments created in the HOL, and if you really see, they have some of the segment which are overlay segment because it's mentioned as a part of overlay transport zone, and they are connected to tier 0 gateway. And then they have also created this kind of segment VCF edge EC01 segment uplink 1. So basically this is the segment looks like to be VLAN segment, uplink 11 and uplink 12. If you really see that, and if you really see, these are VLAN segment. Look at that. They belong to VLAN transport zone. So I think these are the segment they will be using it for the peering. What we discussed about it, right? We have to go and create our VLAN segment. And then this VLAN segment is the one where we'll be connecting our interfaces. So let's look at that. This is the uplink segment, which is a VLAN segment, and they are also consuming one of the port. So let's check that which entity is consuming that port. Gateway interfaces. Look at that. This is the gateway interfaces, which is actually consuming that port, which is that gateway, tier 0 gateway. So this is actually one of the interface of the tier 0 gateway, which is consuming that segment, which we already did in the lab also, right? So this is what VMware have also done it. So they created an interface with this particular IP address. This is a tier 0 gateway interface IP address, and this segment is actually is connected to this gateway. As simple as that, right? So I think this is what they are using this particular segment for the north-south connectivity. So what we will do, we'll first deploy, let's say tier 1 gateway if it's not there. So let me just deploy a tier 1 gateway. So we'll just go and deploy, let's say tier 1 gateway. And then it says that do you want to deploy tier 1 gateway in active standby, active, or you want to only make it as a DR, not SR. So distributed only means you only want to use this tier 1 gateway for the routing. You are never going to configure any kind of centralized services. So I don't think that makes sense. So we'll go with the active standby. So we can configure services as well. And then it says that do you want to link this tier 1 gateway to tier 0 gateway? So as I keep saying that the UI will be keep changing, right? So you can you can keep exploring this UI with the latest version, whatever they have it, right? So the good thing of the HOL is that HOL is always having a latest version, right? Because they keep changing some of the UI knobs, they keep adding more number of UI knobs, right? So you can always refer the HOL as the platform. And now this guy is telling me that, okay, this is a tier 1 gateway. I'm going to deploy it. Which cluster you want to deploy it? So I'm actually going to go and deploy it on the edge cluster 01. And then we talked about preemptive, non-preemptive, right? Failback yes or failback no. That is what the option, what do we have it? And then we have a route advertisement in the tier 1 gateway itself, that what all the routes you want to share it or you want to exchange it with the upstream router. So tier 1 gateway upstream router is going to be my tier 0 gateway. So I say that, okay, all connected segment route and all the static route, let's go and you share it with the upstream router as when the peering is done. So you click on save. So as you could see that I actually created a tier 1 gateway in the active standby mode. And there is a status bar. So it says that the gateway is created as straightforward as you could see it. And then this is our tier 0 gateway. The tier 0 gateway, as you could see that, right? Once you click on tier 0 gateway, the tier 0 gateway, again, let's say I'm creating a dummy gateway for our understanding purpose. So dummy, because we could not, and in fact, we created this gateway in our lab also, right? But let's say dummy tier 0, I'm creating it. Again, it's active. So we make it active. Again, select the cluster. I'll just go and select the same cluster, H cluster 01 for the tier 0 gateway and click on save. Right? Once I click on save, you will see that this is as simple as that to create a tier 0 gateway. And then once you click on tier 0 gateway, that is where you will see that in the tier 0 gateway. In the tier 0 gateway, if you really see that, that is where we have an interfaces option, right? Which we'll see that how do we go. But this is the UI, what we were doing it. Creating an interfaces on tier 0 gateway. There it will be asking you, give me the name, details, and the segment where it want to connect it to, right? So we'll see that in the existing segment because it's a HOL environment. So they won't allow us to create any new segment. I mean, they can allow us, but we're not sure will the traffic will go through it or not. So we'll just walk you through with their existing lab environment. But before that, let's go to the tier 1 gateway. And this is where you do see that this is your tier 1 gateway connected to tier 0. And is there any VMs connected to it? There are no VMs connected to it. And if I look at the topology looks like only tier 1 gateway, which is actually connected to tier 0 gateway, right? And 164. And if you really see this IP address, 164.0.1, what is this interface? What we have it here, right? So if you go and recall our discussion, what we had it, we talked about gateway interfaces, right? So this is where this tier 0 gateway is actually connected to tier 1 gateway over this link. Inter-transit tier link, what we have it, right? So that is what the link, what we are having it. And this is the IP of that uplink. This is the uplink interface IP, 10.172.27.11.2. So what is this IP? This is the IP of my tier 0 gateway interface. So this is the IP of my tier 0 gateway interface. And then there will be external router CSR, for example, and CSR will have some IP where this IP will be doing the peering. Right? What we have discussed. So this is how it looks like. So what we will do in this tier 1 gateway, I'll attach some of the VMs actually. So we'll just attach our web segment VM. So I'll go to the segment and I'll go to LS web, and this LS web is connected to tier 0. So I'll actually go and connect it to our tier 1 gateway. Right. So I connected to tier 1 gateway. So if I just go to tier 1 gateway, I look at this topology diagram. So now we do see that the LS web segment is actually connected to tier 1, and this tier 1 is actually connected to tier 0. Right. And then if I just look at, can it ping? So what is the IP address of my tier 0 gateway VM? Let's log into our vCenter server now. So what we will do, we'll just see that can it communicate to the external network. So let's go to management cluster 02. This is my web 01 VM, and this VM IP address is 172.16.10.11, right? So I'll just go to my external subsystem. So this is my Windows external VM, and let's just see that what is the IP address of this guy. So from this VM 172.16.10.11, look at that. The ping is working. So what is this traffic path? Thank you for watching this video. If you want to continue watch this lecture, then join our exclusive YouTube membership program only at the price of 299 rupees INR per month and unlock your VMware potential with GoVMlab. With this membership program, you can unlock all of our members only content published on our YouTube channel. You can watch out the videos presented on your screen to know the benefits of GoVMlab subscription as well as the membership program. Thank you.